Hi everybody. I just took up my spirit box. I got a bit bored and I turned it on to see was there anything happening, and I was starting to get responses. So I'm just going to let it roll, and I won't be putting any words down below. So people that are interested in the spirit box, put on your headphones, see what I pick up, and some people are into the spirit box session, some people are not, but I have an interest in the ITC field. I'm not 100% experienced in that, but I am learning in that, and I'm using the TECSUN P-660. It was the box that I hacked a couple of weeks ago, and since I started using it, I was getting great results, and the sound on it is very, very good quality, and I prefer that box even to my SP11 spirit box. It's my favorite box at the moment. So I'm going to let it run, folks, and hope you enjoy the spirit box session. Hope we pick up stuff. When I'm doing spirit box sessions, I let it run. There's no jump cuts, there's nothing like that. Again, I could turn on the spirit box and nothing happens, but I just turned it on before I went on camera, and I was getting some responses and that. So that's why I'm going to give this one a run today. Is there any good spirits here to talk to us again, like you did last time? Can you say hello to us? I only want to talk to good spirits. Good spirits? Can you say good spirits?
From like I have time kids you
How many spirits are in this house?
Hello.
Hello? How many?
Ended up. For
It can be all good. How many?
Robin.
Four.
Five. Three. More. Jesus.
Jesus. Who says Jesus? Can you say it again? That's brilliant. Thought I heard Jesus again. Can somebody else say Jesus? Can somebody else say Jesus?
There's atrocity.
Right. What have I got in my hand?
I'm getting you there. Good.
What have I got in my hand?
Now. Wait. Every commission. You must have it. What?
When you say keys, say keys.
Three.
What colour jacket am I wearing? What colour jacket? Can you tell me the colour?
To the back. Where? Look. No. That's it. For like I was someone hey, you just heart you very.
Can you tell me what room that I'm standing in now? What room am I standing in?
Section. I'd love and how?
Tell me what room we're standing in. Who's Martin? Can somebody say Martin again? Whoever said Martin, can you say Martin again?
What?
Can you tell me any of your other names? Can you call out your names?
Eliminate. Freelance.
We can be like
Can you tell me about heaven? Can you say heaven?
in there.
Being there.
Okay.
Being where?
Where's it? John,
Heaven?
And so like treatment. Alan.
Right, can you say my name? Can you say Samantha or can you say Sam?
Fine. Go.
You.
Magic. See. Heads. Here. Josh. Right.
I'm getting numbness in my hands and my face. Are you doing that? Who's doing that?
Real.
Good.
Right. What have I got in my hand? What have I got in my hand?
Point.
As it's just the first chance.
All of the
I'm going to close this session because I'm going to have a cup of tea. Can you say tea? Did somebody say cups?
What we could call a carta who get it at the end.
I'm going to have a cup of tea. Can you say tea?
We
I'm going to have to close this session now. I'm going to close this session. It's your chance to say goodbye. Can you say goodbye? You have a chance to say something before you leave. Can you say goodbye?
you see.
Perfect.
You go back to where you came from. You do not follow me home. You do not attach yourself to me. And you go back to where you came from. Do you understand?
Calling it. One. Quick.
Goodbye. Sometimes when I do a spirit box session, it doesn't matter what box I'm doing. And it's not always, but sometimes I get kind of pins and needles in my hands and my feet. and you know, as I says, I'm not experienced in this in any way. I'm sort of a beginner in the ITC field. I'm wondering, does anybody else have the same effects when they're doing spirit box sessions at times? Because I'm kind of wondering what is going on there. Of course, we will probably never completely understand a lot of these things, but I was just interested to know, does anybody else suffer from it's kind of like a static kind of numbness to your hands, face and feet sometimes, you know, and that is why, you know, I mean, like, sometimes I'm struggling to get a video out in time and stuff like that, and it's very, very easy for me to say, oh, you know, I'll do a big load of spirit box sessions and I'll space them out and all the rest of it. It doesn't work like that. I mean, like, I've just done a spirit box session, and I thought to myself, maybe I'll do another one in a different room or whatever and put it out next week. It doesn't work like that. You know, it seems like sometimes energy is drained from you, but I've got these pins and needles in my hands and my face at the moment, and that's not the first time it's happened. I've had it with my SP11 at times. I've had it with my Roberts, my hacked Roberts, and I've had it with some of the other spirit boxes that I use as well. So I'd be just interested to know, and if anybody experiences anything like that, you know, tell us about it in the comments, like, you know, because I'm pretty interested. I'm pretty puzzled to why these things occur, you know. I have a number of different boxes at home, and I have even the SP11, like, and that is my favourite box. I even have one of those porthole boxes with the flashing lights and the echo and the reverb and all the rest of it, like. And, you know, I had been watching Steve Huff, you know, and you know, with the porthole boxes and the geo box and all the rest of it, like. And, you know, part of me was kind of taken in by it, and I was starting to pick holes in it, because every time he came on, you know, he was getting clear responses every time, and I thought, you know, I'm going to try one of these boxes and that, and I bought the box and that, and it's, you know, it's got reverb. I found that the problem with the reverb is, you could have a word coming through, right, and before the word has finished coming out, it's already gone into reverb. So it's just, to me, sometimes I find that it's more of a hindrance than a help, because the word comes through, and before the word is fully gone through, it's reverbing again, and it kind of distorts the word. So and I mean, in that box, I don't even use it. I find that TECSUN P60 I find that TECSUN P-660 a very, very clear responding box. I mean, the quality of the audio that comes out of that is really, really good. As a radio in the first place, it was built with very good quality in that, you know. And yes, I have this Blackstar amplifier. It's got a slight bit of reverb in it, but I don't fully put up the reverb because of that reason. Do you know? And if you have a number of words coming out in succession that possibly could be radio, they start reverbing one after another, and next thing you have just a barbling mess. So you know, that's you know, I did try it, you know, and that's what I found. But at least I did try it. Like, I'm not judging these kind of reverbs. by looking at other people's YouTube videos. I tried it myself, and that, yeah, maybe a bit of reverb is good, but I find that if you put a lot of reverb in it, yeah, it sounds spooky and all the rest of it, but it doesn't enhance the audio in many cases. So if you were using reverb, I'd be very, very careful with it. Very often you just get good responses from your hacked radios and your PSP7s, straight through amplified audio. I tend to try and keep it as pure as I possibly can. The reverb on the Lonestar is, there is a bit of reverb. It's not like one of those guitar pedals. The guitar pedal has a lot more reverb to it. The Lonestar amplifier is kind of a limited reverb, but at the same time, if you turn it up full blast, you will get a reverb on the words before they're actually finished, and so that's why I don't. I try not to use very much reverb on it, But the Lonestar amplifier itself, the sound quality that comes out of that, I find it pretty good. And that's what I hook up my spirit boxes to. I felt like I picked up a few things in that, but I won't know fully until I review the footage and that. With the ITC, it's very important not to go into jump cuts and cutting bits out. Just leave it natural, because you compromise your evidence and stuff. And now, I'm not way up on the ITC field, but I'm very interested in it. So, I make mistakes along the way. But, I have done spirit box sessions, and I've had a lot of answers, and I've had a lot of bad words come through the spirit box, and it can't be radio. So that triggered my interest again, yes, we do pick up words from the radio and stuff like that, but when you start asking questions and you're getting direct responses, and possibly sometimes, words and curse words comes up on the spirit box, and, as you all know, those kind of words don't come up on the radio, so I'm pretty intrigued. Way back when I was in secondary school, I had a science teacher who was very interested in the work of ITC, and I didn't understand the word ITC at the time, or it was never mentioned to me. But during the science class, the teacher was explaining about communications and stuff, and he brought up the subject, and I think it was Frank Summons. And the Frank's box, and I think it was him. But I couldn't remember who it was, but I seen pictures of people using these big wooden boxes with electronic equipment trying to communicate with spirits and that. And I was very big into messing around with electronics at the time, so I went home. I decided I'd start trying to make a box and that, and I used a car radio with these push buttons and this big tuning knob and stuff like that. So in class when he says what do you call it? It was possible to possibly communicate with spirits through radio. I said to myself, gee, I'd love to talk to ghosts and stuff. So I started messing around with these radios way back when I was 16, with no success, mind you, but what do you call it, the interest was there, and here we are in 2018 with scan radios and stuff like that. I don't mess around with electronics anymore. I didn't even know an awful lot about electronics at the time. One of the box that I actually made, I found a way of wiring a microphone into it, because my thoughts was, if the spirits are going to talk through the radio, why don't I talk through the radio back to them? And you know, I brought it to my teacher's attention, and the teacher says, you know, that's a good concept, you know. We could work on that, but we actually disguised this box as an amplifier, because I don't think the school would be too happy that we were doing an experiment on trying to communicate with spirits, you know. So this thing was disguised as an amplifier, and it's probably still in my home house, and hopefully someday I will be able to retrieve it somewhere, you know. Just as a matter of interest in that. But I'm going to leave it for now, folks. You know, some people are into the ITC, some people are not. Some people like the scenic stuff, some people like the abandoned explorer stuff. I just thought I would come on today and do a spirit box. Was it successful? I don't know. But one thing I don't do is edit the video and edit the spirit box session itself. You should leave the spirit box session as pure as possible. You know, maybe there's a couple of minutes, there's a long time where there's no responses in that. Cutting that out, not a great idea, because when you start jump cutting evidence through the spirit box, that you're starting to compromise evidence and stuff like that. So just keep it pure. I stopped putting in words into on screen, because I'm new to the ITC field, and yes, some of the words can come out really clear. I'm not putting the words there because sometimes I can be wrong. I don't want to put fake stuff out there, you know, on purpose or accident, and I don't want to influence people that are reviewing the footage. I want people to make their own mind up. So if there's responses there, the responses are there. You will see them, you will hear them. If not, they're not. So I'm going to leave it for now, folks, and I will see you in the next video. And as always, be good to each other.